Hello everybody, Big Plains here. Now, before I go too deep into this video, I want to give a shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. So thank you to everybody over there who supports on Patreon. You guys are extremely important, and without you, pretty soon we're not going to be able to build these. So let's talk about what this video is about. First things first, it's about the 737 primarily because a couple years ago I put this on LEGO Ideas, the 737-500. It's gone through a few different liveries between now and then, and I've sort of settled on the Lufthansa livery, but it hasn't gotten much attention lately, and because of that, the Ideas page has stalled, no pun intended. But yeah, I will leave a link in the description below if you want to go support the 737 over on LEGO Ideas, because I think we're around 4,000 supporters maybe, and we need to get it to 10,000, and we only have like 150 days left. So a link will be in the description below if you want to go support this on LEGO Ideas. But I want to talk about something that's substantially more important than this or any of these other planes, and that is the COPPA Act and rules that will be going into effect in 2020, in January of 2020. Now, this will directly affect most of you, actually, if you're watching this video, and it could actually be very, very, very bad for a lot of LEGO channels. Now, what that rule states, I believe, is that children, you're not allowed to collect the personal advertising data off of children when it comes to videos. It's some complicated government thing, but long story short is that YouTube is basically going to make creators identify whether their videos are directed towards children. And what's so scary about this is that the language they use, like appeals to children and directed towards children, is incredibly broad and vague, like the government always seems to be, and like YouTube always seems to be. So what this means is that anything on YouTube that can be construed, even the slightest, as being appealing to children is basically going to have these things stripped away from it. It's going to have comments, so you can't comment on these videos anymore. It's going to have end cards, no more notifications, and no more personalized ads. So what that means is, I know a lot of you don't know how these planes are paid for, but it's actually the ad revenue. So the ad that plays at the beginning of the video is what basically pays for these planes, because I could not afford them anywhere else. But without that revenue, which would basically be cut if this channel is deemed for kids, this channel's done, because I can't pay for these planes anymore if there's no money coming in. So that could be very, very bad, and the ramifications of this are extreme. So not only will I be affected, but if you guys watch Jang Bricks, well, he's a LEGO review channel. He can no longer make any money off of his videos, so he will not operate anymore. If you guys watch A-Fall Man, nope. Brickstar, nope. Any LEGO YouTuber, any of them, they could all be gone within 2 months. I don't want to sound like an alarmist here, because that's certainly not ever a good thing. Nobody likes the alarmist, right? The end is nigh. But this is quite threatening, and I know the general idea was to protect the children, right? As they always say, protect the children. And of course we all want to protect the children, right? But by going after the individual creators and the people making child-friendly content, you're basically putting everybody between a rock and a hard place, because for years they say, no, you can't make adult content. If you swear even once, you'd lose all your money. So they say, okay, make child-friendly content, make kid-friendly content, family content. So of course they steer us all in that direction, and now they're pulling the bag over our head saying, nope. So it's a complicated situation, and it's not going to work like they're hoping it will. This is probably going to backfire. It's not going to encourage anybody to make friendly family content. But this is it's not good. So obviously I'm probably going to try to, as they say, pivot. And this channel is not directed towards young children, all right? YouTube algorithm, this is not for young children. This is a model building channel, right? And where we go over historical planes. We have war planes on this channel. War planes aren't for children. So yeah, I'm going to try to make sure this channel does not get hit. But if it does, just be aware that the effects could be pretty bad. So I've already yacked for too long. I will also want to talk about the Patreon. So I know I don't like to usually shill for my Patreon account because that's never cool, right? But I will leave a link to that below too, because if the channel does get demonetized, Patreon will be all I have to pay for these planes. And I know a lot of you guys want to see Concorde, and I wanted to make even make instructions for Concorde. But if I can't pay for Concorde in the first place, there will be no instructions for Concorde. So you can kind of see where this goes here. And don't think this won't affect you, because if there's any creators you like watching, like I stated earlier, JangBricks or any of those types, he may or may not be operating on this platform in a couple months. Now, I'm sure he has lawyers and stuff he's talking to. Anybody his size, I presume, would. But just be aware that even the FTC says that they will be targeting creators. It says it directly on their site, where you could be liable for a $42,000 fine per video if you break it. Now, like I said, I'm pretty sure they're going after the really creepy content that we all know about that's on YouTube. But the extremely vague wording could be pretty disastrous for the LEGO community on this platform. So if you live in the US, I would contact your local senator or your congressman, whatever it is. And yeah, hopefully this channel is still here in 2 months. I really enjoy building these planes, and there's still quite a few I want to do. Like, obviously, Concorde is next, right? And I wanted to do a couple more warplanes, and then maybe an A380, though, as you guys can clearly see, I have no room for an A380 in here at all, but I would love to do one, and all sorts of stuff. So that's really it for this video. I will leave a link to LEGO Ideas below if you want to go support the 737, which it really needs your help. I will also leave a link to my Patreon in case this channel kind of runs out of money in January. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Hopefully this doesn't go through, but it probably will, and it's maybe the end of LEGO on YouTube. Now, like I said, I don't want to sound like an alarmist, but this is not good. That's all I really have for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and bye for now.